Hi everyone, it's Robin. Oh, I just dropped my phone. Anyhow, I know that I did make a vlog yesterday, but I am today, so that I get to tell everybody happy holidays and Christmas is just right around the corner, so that is going to be fun for a lot of you guys. But anyhow, I kind of had one of these days where, and I don't tell, you guys about, well, obviously I have Facebook. I think everybody has Facebook nowadays, you know what I mean? But pretty much, like, I let it out because I was getting kind of feeling like I was not appreciated by a lot of my friends. Well, people I thought were friends or people that I thought give a crap about me, especially higher figures like pastors and just people that you would think, say, hey, Robin, thank you for saying that, and I'm so proud of you. But no, nothing. So I kind of just went on a limb and was like, hey, you know what? As much as all the positive comments I give everybody, even when their life has been struggling or if they brought upon themselves, I never put it out there and saying you're at fault, or I don't even make a comment because I think that the whole social media thing, if I'm going to use it mainly, and people I know that uses it, some of us do look for positive comebacks, or comments or posts, and a lot of them just, they'll put a thumbs up or something. And I don't need people like that in my life because really I'm changed in my life. I'm one to keep changing it. And so one of the best things I like to think, like it is a mission of mine somehow, is if I'm going to use social media, the people that I reach out to, I want to be positive people in my life. But that's not realistic. Now is it? And because come on. No, you're not always going to get positive feedback from any one certain person either. But we can start trying. And especially people like myself that struggle with an addiction. We look for some help when we're having rough days. And it helps a person when they're struggling. And even if some of their comments are off the wall kind of things, if I see somebody that posts something that's struggling, I get on there and I'm like, hey, I'm here for you. You want to talk? Let's talk. What's going on with you? Why are you feeling this way? What, and even so much not even having to say nothing, but saying, I'm here to listen. Because I can't tell you how you should deal with your addiction. I go and tell you how I deal with my addiction. I just share my story and listen about yours. I can't share your story because I don't know your story. If that makes any sense. I believe it probably does, but it's all about really just me sharing my story with you guys. And so I had posted on Facebook that I was kind of disappointed in that. And my dearest friends that I didn't think was hearing me, they heard me. And especially friends that I knew would reach out to me. And then it made me think, Robin, you need to take care of you. Not worry about what others think. And it made me start thinking, maybe I shouldn't have posted that. But it was really nice to read the comments. And a lot of them was like, I'm here for you. If you want to talk, let's talk. And I thought, wow, that's so sweet. But I already knew that those people would probably reach out and say, I'm here. But I have this one friend. And she has lived pretty much the same life. Because we both lived in the same homeless camp together in Iowa. So I knew she would reach out because she was my dealer at one time. She sold me drugs, but she got her life back on track. So I was super yeah, I'm super happy for her because she also ended up having a baby and just gets her life really in order. She's got her a place now, and she's got a new car, and she has a job, and she's raising her baby, and all by herself. That's freaking excellent. I'm super happy for her. But I knew she would reach out because, like I told her on the comment, I said, hey, you know what? I knew you would understand completely because we both lived the same life. I remember, this is no lie, we both have been domestic violence victims as well while we was living in these camps. And, like, she had it pretty bad. I mean, mine was rougher. And everybody said, boy, I don't know how you live with that motherfucker. Because he beats women to try to kill them. And I never sit and listened to him. And she was one of the people who said, Robin, please get the fuck away from this dude. He's going to kill you. We know this because we've seen his work from prior relationships. But one day, she came to my camp crying because she had just gotten in a big old fight with her ex-boyfriend at the time. And then, you know, she looked right at me and said, we're going to make it out of here. Makes me cry. We're going to live, Robin. Me and you, we're going to make it out of here. And I told her, I hope so, because I don't want to die here. And she's like, we're not going to die here. You know what I mean? We're somehow going to get the fuck out of here. And we did. Believe that? She knew. Sorry. And I knew I was going to cry when I told you guys this. I had my tissue ready. But she was correct. We had got away. And it took us both multiple times to be completely free of our abusers. Was kind of messed up in her situation, and I shouldn't. I can't really put names out there or nothing like that. I'm sure of it, but I know she would agree with me by sharing it with you guys. Is that, like in her case, her abuser faked his death so that people wouldn't find him to hurt him for what he did to her. As for mine, he will spend the rest of his life in prison for trying to shoot me and other women. Shoot, literally, bang, bang. I've been stabbed, I've been shot, I've been beaten to a bloody pulp. I've had top up here hanging off from him beating me. I would sit with blood in my hair for a week before I got to my friend's apartments. And then they saw the blood. They even had to cut a ring off my finger because he had beat me so bad. My whole arm here was swollen. And they had to cut it off with the fucking wire cutters. That big ass wire cutter. And my friend said, do you trust me? And I said, I trust you, man. Just don't cut my finger off. And they got it off. But they saw that I had blood in my hair. They asked me how long had it been. And I told them about a week. And they said, Mommy, you need to get out of there. This isn't going to kill you. Do you not understand? If I keep letting you go back to this situation, we're not your friend. And they tried everything. And I kept going back. Would you believe that shit? Kept going back. Because I was scared and I wanted to get high. Sick and delusional. And her situation was the same way. And also, you know, it's just the kind of like, she sold a lot of drugs. And she just hardly ever in her fucking time of being homeless had time for herself. It was running her ragged and crazy and nuts. And it reflected on a relationship that she really thought was a healthy relationship, but as she will tell you now, it wasn't even healthy with that relationship as well. But what made her get a clean sober was, you know, for her baby being pregnant, and she just couldn't do it anymore. And I give her kudos. It took her about a year and a half to establish that. You know what I mean? And she did it. So I'm proud of her. Anyways, but I just kind of wanted to share that with you guys. I'm sorry. Like I wanted to kind of go from the recent to the past, if you guys don't mind, because my story just has so many ups and downs and so many craziness things that have happened. So, as you all probably have already known, I lived in a homeless camp in Iowa, Des Moines, Iowa, actually. And I had organizations that would come out and check on me and other camp members to bring in supplies and even heaters and propane for them cold winters. And believe me, I lived in those conditions for years. Well, not years and years, but 4 years of my life was dedicated to that because I had nowhere else to go because I was an active user. I didn't want to be around my children, even though they were grown and was doing for themselves. I just didn't want to bother them with my usage and things that was going on because, they can't pick up my pieces, and I surely didn't want them to see what was really happening to my life as it was spiraling out of control. But I stayed in this homeless camp. I had some, I could say that I made some very good friends that I, to this day, love and give a shit about. But they've also gotten their life completely turned over, cleaned up, got homes and stuff like that. So these are positive people that I just will stay forever in touch with. And then I had my friends they weren't in homeless situations, but were my friends, but also my supplier, if it makes sense. So my friend and his old lady and his parents, they let me stay with them because they had come and rescued me. The couple that's my friend rescued me from my abuser. It was in the middle of the night. One of the campers that stayed by me, he came to the tent and he said, "Listen, I heard some shit. You need to get your whatever." And I always knew to have a bag that had my personal belongings in it to grab, and maybe a couple of change of clothing, because you could always get clothes somewhere else. Somebody would give you something somewhere in life. I figured that out because all my life I have been taken care of. If that makes sense. So this was all I think, but I was always told that from my friend that I was just telling you about just a minute ago, always have a bag that you could just leave with. The rest of the stuff can be replaced. So when this person came to my camp and they said, "Get the fuck out, he's planning your death right as we speak," and I'm telling you, "Get out here," I said, "I have nowhere to go." But they said, "Well, don't worry, because guess what? One of your friends is out there in this hugest parking lot and by the Des Moines River on the south side, okay? He is out there waiting for you to get in the car and you not to come back. You hear me?" And I said, "Yeah." And his name was Cornbread. We'll just, that's a nickname. And he said, "I want you to leave. Don't come back. He's going to kill you, Robin. I don't know what you've done or what's going on, but he's done. He's done with you. You're just the next one." And I thought, oh my God. Now I know because I've already been shot by him. I've already been beaten by him for 2 years of my life. I lived in fear of every day of my life with this man. And believe this shit or not, I got away. I'm having a hot flash, but I just wanted to tell you guys this story, please, because I think a lot of people don't understand how dangerous being in a homeless camp as a woman that experiencing with the drug addiction and has a partner that is a domestic abuse and violent, beyond violent, domestic abuse person, okay? This man wanted me dead because I just was not kissing ass. I was too high maintenance for him. All this crazy shit. This is his freaking excuse for the abuse he, inflicted. Right here, do you see the scar? That's from him as well. I can't show you the other scars because it's they're mainly covered up. That is one up there. And that's when he was beating me so bad that part of my head was flapped over, and thank God it healed on its own. I've always been a great healer. Oh, God. Oh, you too, I have a, this one, it's on my lip. Not the recent one that I bit. Sorry. But somewhere on my lip, I have also a big old gash. That's from him as well. I'm just trying to just point like some things out, just so you guys know. But anyways, back to my story. I didn't think nobody cared. And sure enough, in the parking lot, there was my friend. He said, "Get the fuck, come on, let's run, 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 run. He is coming." And I thought, oh my God, I can't run no faster. And I tried. And I mean, at this time in my life, I was in excellent shape. Well, I thought I was. Let me take that back. And I ran. I fucking ran. Okay. I ran to the car and we sped off. And I told him, I said, "Oh my God, are you guys for real? Am I just making this up? Because this man, I love him so much." And he's like, stop right now. He's got you so brainwashed, Robin. And I just kept saying, what am I going to do for my next high? And what am I going to do to live? You're coming back to our place, and you're going to stay with this as long as it takes to get you somewhere safe. Well, I knew that they would supply my drug habits. So with that, I was like, okay. And he was like, well, I know you need to get high. You're probably sick, and you're not feeling good, and, you're withdrawing as well. And I was like, yeah. I don't have nothing. And they supported me. They fed me. They bathed me. They gave me the drugs. They gave me the cigarettes. And to this day, I grew up with these people, and this couple that I'm telling you about, and you don't understand. I was a needle junkie. I was everything. My friend that was driving that night, he had done 25 years of his life in prison for killing somebody. And it really wasn't him. It was he was there and just didn't he didn't turn his friend in. And then this old lady, she was a dancer when I was a dancer. We danced together. It was we had a good friendship then, and it's lasted even to this day. I have her back. She has my back no matter what. Like, this bitch works fucking two jobs in one day. But the relationship was just as toxic as me and my exes. And, but anyways, they saved me, is what I'm trying to sit there and say. I ended up getting housing. Now, this had been 3 months of me hiding in this house. And he found somebody to kind of woo over this other chick. She didn't like me or my friends. Well, my female friend, she wanted to sleep with my friends. Oh man, this is a crazy story, okay? But I'm getting close to it. I stayed there anyways, and I was always one step ahead of him, my abuser. He was getting so frustrated and so irritable that he literally took the anger out on an innocent woman and shot her right in the head. It was meant for me. At first, when the county attorney and police wanted to talk to me, I said no. I want nothing to do with this. But now that it's come to this point, and he's been sitting in jail since 2024. Now is his he's going to trial, and I spoke out and said yes. I'll put him away. I don't mind. I'll share my story. Everybody else will hide and run, but I'm not going to. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. It's not snitching. And you know what my friends told me? They's like, Robin, we don't believe in calling cops. We don't believe in none of that. Right? But listen, that's shit. He went after you, our friend. And I had a lot of my male friends reach out to me and say this. Put him away. But what got me was my son. He said, Mom, if you don't stop him, he will kill somebody for sure if he gets out. And you could stop that. He's right. I can stop him from ever putting hands on another woman. And if I can, then why am I scared? Why should I be scared? I don't need to be scared. I need to put him away. And guess what? He's going away. He is going away. It's going to take a long time in the process in court and everything, but he's going away for the rest of his life. And I don't even care no more what he thinks or how he feels. I have feelings, and I to this day still love the man. Isn't that sick and delusional as it sounds? But that's the whole point of the addiction, the manipulation, the abuse, all that played into my life. I, for some reason, have survived his extremely violent anger. And even some of my friends said, boy, you're very lucky. This motherfucker, he was easier on you than any other chick. But at the end, he wanted you dead. Because he couldn't break me completely. Because I every time that I got away from him, I ran. I literally ran from knowing when he shot me the first time. Oh my God. When he shot me, I still ran and ended up hiding underneath somebody's car. And then when they finally came out of their home, I was saying, please, just call 911. I've been shot. And my abuser's somewhere out here looking for me. And they call 911. And that was oh God, that was a lifesaver that day too. But you know, when I get to the hospital, get the bullet removed, I live, and you know what? I went back. That's fucking nuts. But I knew this last time when my friend came to me and said, let's get going. You gotta grab your bag. You got to go now. I listened. And he said, please don't ever come back. If it wasn't for cornbread, that's what I'm calling him. If it wasn't for him, I probably would have died by the hands of my abuser. But you know what? As soon as all that, and I got away and got my housing, I ended up losing my housing anyways because of my addiction. Now it was full blown. I was always scared. I was panicking, worried that he'd find my fucking home, try to kill me. Even though he was in fucking jail, I still, you don't even know, I was petrified. This motherfucker was going to get me, you know, and he was going to kill me. That's how serious this shit really, really was. And I don't make this up. This is all true. So I encourage anybody that has been in a domestic relationship, you could go to a domestic abuse shelter and it's all fine and dandy. Sometimes some women get very lucky with them helping. They didn't help me because I was homeless and I seemed to be a lost cause because I had an addiction. When I got shot, and I've heard to say this is why I don't have no faith in the system of the United States at all when it comes to helping people. When I got shot, the hospital kicked me out like a couple days later, okay? Because I was healing up fast and I was doing really good. They had then told me, oh, go to the one of the shelters. I said, a homeless shelter? Are you shitting me? That's one of the places that this dude would literally, because the cops never caught him for shooting me. Believe that shit? Never once did they catch him at one time. Catch him. You know? Not once. And, you know, this is the thing, was, he fucking got away with that until they caught up with him, you know. But anyways, a long story short was I didn't get that option so much of hiding in a domestic. It really took friends, but I'm not saying that the shelters or domestic places are bad. I'm just saying be wary, because it didn't. He always left messages with people. Tell her if I find her, I'm gonna fucking kill that bitch. And that's a scary thing. I was steep in my friend's room, right beside them, because that was the safest place. Because I knew that no matter what, they weren't going to let him get through that door and get to me. And I knew that. I fucking knew that. I knew I was safe there. But when I got my own place and then he tried to find me, what was really crazy was I lived right next door to his closest friend. Well, he thought was the closest friend to him, but ended up turning on him and became a good ally for me. And he didn't even know I was 10 feet away from him. And thank God for that miracle as well, that I had people that kept their mouth shut and said, I do not know where she's at and I don't know where she lives. And I would hear the conversations at the doorway. I would put my ears and just be quiet. Had my phone by me. I was so fucking scared. Like, I would fucking shaking. And I'm thinking, if I die, today's going to be the day that I die. I kept my phone on ring. I had 911 ready. And I thought, I swear I'm not going to live. But if I live, he's going away. But they never told on me. And they knew how crazy this motherfucker was. But he's in jail. And that's all I can say right now. But I will let you all know when the day comes that he is sentenced. He'll lose his life in prison. I will share that with the whole world. So I do hope that I get some subscribers. Just press like, subscribe, and share my story, because this is really important. And I think I'm going to kind of just relax right now, because talking about this really has my anxiety really up. I'm kind of shaken, and just talking about some of this stuff, it brings up a lot. But please, share my story, please. I want everybody to know this is possible. It's very possible. And you don't have to be rich and famous to get your words out there, because I'm just a plain Jane kind of girl just trying to survive. 51 years old, getting old. I have grandbabies. My kids are grown. But I want other women to know out there that have been in my shoes, that are homeless, that are struggling with addiction. Just know that your life is not worth giving to them. You deserve to live, to be clean and healthy. Because a lot of my health problems are also because of being homeless, malnourished. There was a lot of factors played into it as well, but addiction was a part of it as well. The abuse, all of it. But I wanted to just let you all know, I do appreciate you all. And I hope you all have a great holiday. And I'll probably do another vlog tomorrow. Bye.